Hey guys, so I'm so excited to share this month's resources with you. First up, for our Tier 1 class lessons, I have for you some Mindful Morning Boom Cards. Now, I love Boom Cards. If you've been hanging out with me for some time, you know I love Boom Cards. And the thing I love about them is that you don't only have to use them virtually. I started making them when we were in distance learning, but now I use them with, in-person things as well, and I encourage others to. So let me show you how. So these are some Mindful Morning Boom Cards. And why I think you should use boom cards? Well, they're highly interactive, so they're super fun. They're literally zero prep. So if you're going into a class lesson, you don't have to print 30 copies of something or cut out little squares or anything, right? They're no prep, ready to go. It is digital, so it's perfect if you are still doing virtual learning or if you're in like a virtual academy. And it's just a great way to start a class lesson. So if you're doing, now this topic particularly, you could do on like a mindfulness lesson. If you're teaching mindfulness, you could do these because it's very related. Or I think it's just a great like morning routine or way to start a class lesson. So regardless of your lesson topic, you could work through the boom cards to kind of get everybody ready to learn. So let me show you what that looks like. Now you're going to play in Boom Learning. So Boom Learning is the platform that these are on. It's completely free, so no stress about that. So I'll give you the link and you just go in and you get your Boom cards. So if you're not familiar with Boom, no worries. I have super detailed instructions for you there. Okay, and it starts off with some breathing exercises. So we're going to get the whole class to kind of, get ready together. So whether they're in their desk, or you want to bring everyone to the floor, you're going to start by modeling deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And you are going to project these boom cards on the screen. Excuse me. So you're going to drag the star as you breathe. So you're going to use your mouse to drag this star and inhale, exhale. So the kids get a real visual of how long they're supposed to be holding their breath. Then there's a few more breathing exercises. So these are some videos. One is a breathing exercise of this puffer fish doing like a relaxed breathing exercise. So that one's a great visual to practice again. So you're going to have these projected on the screen. The kids are practicing. And then there's some guided meditation. So you'll hear my voice reading some guided meditations for the class to practice together. So if guided meditation is something you've always wanted to try with your students, but you're like, I feel awkward reading them, this is perfect because you can just play the video. Then we have an area for setting intentions and building mantras. So you're going to talk about what intention setting means and how it's different from a goal because it's not just what you're going to get done, but how you're going to feel about it. And then you're going to give an example. So I have an example listed here, or you could give your own example. Then you can go around and have the students give examples of intentions and then pick a few to type in the box below. In addition to intention setting, we also want to talk about what they put their focus on. So wherever they're directing their attention to, that's where all the energy will flow, right? So you can have some students give examples of what they want to focus on that day. So maybe they want to focus on being kind. Again, it's kind of like a goal, right? So we're going to encourage them to come up with what they want to focus on for the day. And then this next activity I absolutely love. It is a create your own mantra. So this one I think would be super fun to have the kids physically come up to the board. So you're going to have this projected on the class lesson, right? But have the kids come up and they can point to one. I want to choose I, okay? Then someone else comes up, I am. And then someone can choose, like this example, I am in control of my actions. But maybe instead of am, the next person chooses I choose. So it would say like I choose how my day goes or whatever, right? And then there's some examples that they can click on the speaker for. Then we have yoga and stretching. So we want to get the kids up and moving to keep them engaged. So I love doing yoga and stretching with the kids. If your school's kind of weird about calling it yoga, just call it stretching. It's essentially the same thing. It's just paired with deep breathing. So it has a guided yoga sequence here for them. So the kids will practice going through these one at a time. So again, if you've always wanted to try yoga or something with your students, but you feel intimidated, this is perfect because it's so straightforward. All you have to do is read. The next part of the mindful morning routine is gratitude and positive thinking. So again, I love this one. You can have the kids start a discussion on things they're grateful for, and then as they say things, you can drag the little balls into the jar, or the marbles into the jar. But then you can also have kids type in their own. So you can, ask the audience, like, what do you guys think? What are some other things that you're grateful for? And then you can type them in so it's completely customizable to that class. And then over here, there's a fill in the blanks with names of people you want to send wishes to. So this is like a positive thinking thing. So you can have students give examples, right? Like, oh, today I hope that this person has an amazing day, and that this person feels healthy and happy, and that this person has everything they need. And maybe they'll start saying that for people in the classroom, and that would be really cool. Next up is feelings and visualization. So there's a feelings check you can do, and it's a little different than our typical feelings check. So instead, you're talking about, you're going to have the kids reflect on what emotions they've been feeling lately in general, and then which ones they're noticing more often and how they're feeling right now. So if you want to get a few volunteers or call in a few kids to do this exercise and to be really transparent, that would be awesome. Now, of course, this is going to be better if you've already been doing some routine feelings checks with your classes, again, because then they're probably more familiar with it and comfortable opening up. And then we're going to talk about visualization. So again, you want them to think about visualizing like a great day, but visualizing it in the future. So they're going to talk about or write about their day as if it went exactly how they wanted it to go. So you can play an example for them. I have the little audio clips. You can click on to play an example or read the example. And then, together, maybe as a class, you can write this. So instead of just having one person do it, we could say, okay, what would make your day great, Ryan? And he would volunteer. What about you, Corey? What would make your day great? What about you, Jose? What would make your day great? And so we can kind of get like a class combination of what would make their day great. So it's really fun to do these. I've used these cards with individuals, but it's really fun to do them at the class level as well. That's why I'm giving them to you for this Tier 1 class lesson. And then finally, mindful movement. So there's to the right, you can see the yoga sequence. So after practicing those individual poses, then you can put it all together. So you'll just play that speaker and it will be a flow. So like after they practice them individually, now they can do like a full yoga flow, which is fun. You can always play music too. And then this last slide is like a high intensity moving. So, assuming that this is kind of like a calming exercise with a lot of thinking involved. Now we just want to do like get some energy out, which all the kids love. So this is a fun one. They get to click on the speaker to hear some music, and then they can choose between doing jumping jacks, running in place, high knees, push-ups, sit-ups, or a combo, and they're going to try not to stop until the song is over. So it's like getting a lot of energy out. And then maybe this is the, closure of your activity if you're out of time, or maybe this is just the start of another lesson, and this is just kind of how you did that mindful morning. Now, again, this does include audio examples, like I was saying, so there's a lot of opportunities for audio, so it takes the stress and pressure off of you as the counselor, so you can just click those play buttons or the little speaker buttons anytime, and the kids will be able to hear examples. Okay, guys, I hope you love this for your class lessons.